Hey, what's poppin'? This your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? Oh, how am I doing? Oh, I feel spectacular. And today I would like to talk to you guys about disfellowshipping. Let's have a nice little deep thought, logical process into just thinking about the entire disfellowshipping rule, and let's just really think about it, you know? Because I don't know if anybody's ever really just like broke it down as to just how wrong it is on every level. You know, like at the very beginning, you commit a sin against God, right? Now, personally, I think that anybody who commits a sin should be able to, if you can, call the person who you sinned against. In this case, you sinned against God. So you hit up God via his text message, or I think this is how you reach him. Hey, dear God, yeah, I might have drank a little bit too much last night, and me and Cindy might have took a little too far, and I'm sorry. Holla at your boy. Talk to you later. Like, that should be enough. But apparently to the Jehovah Witnesses, no, this is not enough. You need to contact men. Let's say that again. Talking to God is not enough. You need to contact human men and inform them of what you've done. And then these human men will establish a judicial committee, 3 elders and you, and possibly, maybe the person you committed to sinning with or whatever. But for the most part, just the 3 elders. And then they have a judicial committee and come up with a decision as to whether how they're going to go about disciplining you for committing that sin. Now, mind you, God is not disciplining you. It's those men disciplining you. But once you get disciplined, those men will then turn around and say, this is God's decision. But mind you, if you were to actually leave it in God's hand, if you were to actually call God and say, hey, God, I committed this sin. Man, if there's any punishment you think that I need to have, just put it on me, brother. Put it on me. You'd be waiting a long time to actually get the discipline that God feels you deserve. But which is also funny, because if you know about the Shepherding the Flock of God book, if you go a really long time and I guess you don't sin again, or at least you tell them you don't sin again, your whatever serious sin you committed years way back in the past, it'll be forgiven. So I personally would tell them nothing. I just deal with God straight ahead. I go straight to the boss. Well, I deal with the underlings where you can go straight to the boss. So yeah, at the very beginning of this disfellowshipping process, I have a problem with. I've always had a problem with any human saying, hey, this is what God wants. Because so far, every time a human talks about what God wants, it always benefits that human. The Jehovah Witnesses, for example, yeah, we need you guys to build our kingdom halls, collect all these donations, make all these donations, and yeah, this is what God wants. That's what God wants. And it really benefits them. Doesn't benefit the members too much, but it really benefits the people at the top. But anyway, once we get to the next part where they actually say, okay, we're going to disfellowship you. God is going to disfellowship you. Just know that when you got disfellowship, technically, according to the Jehovah Witnesses, those brothers didn't do it, God did it. So if anything happens, like whatever judgment is reached during that judicial committee, is judgment that God would have reached. And I think that's funny, because we have on record a bunch of decisions that God reached that are hella crazy. For example, there was a young lady who was attacked by an elder, and the elder said, no, he didn't, and there wasn't a second witness, so God said, there's no problem. Sorry, sis, I wish I could have helped you, but you don't got a second witness. And since you don't got a second witness, okay, my hands are tied, Maybe next time, if it happens again, you invite somebody else over, and then boom, because I'm sure that's how that works. You see, to even say that that's what the conclusion God would reach is ridiculous. It makes no sense at all. But the Jehovah Witnesses, they have no problem saying that. But anyway, so now, okay, you're disfellowship, all right? To be disfellowship, that means that God is not angry with you. You've lost God's love. He's not there for you, and you're going to die. That's pretty much much all I would need to get back on the straight and narrow if I really believed, if I was really into it like that. That's all I would need. So, oh man, God's going to destroy me? Let me get myself together. Because just think about it. If somebody was like, hey, there's a guy going around the city and he says when he catch you, he's going to stab you in your throat. I would be on my best behavior and looking over my shoulder everywhere I go. They don't need to say, and also he said you better not talk to your family. And then ran off. Like, I'd be like, okay, but I mean, my biggest worry is making sure that I keep my head on the swivel. Like, what's the point of not talking to your family? Like, okay, let's say if you're in school and you're getting bad grades. That's like saying, okay, well, you can't talk to some tutors. I'm sorry, your grades are too bad. You've lost your privilege of dealing with tutors. That makes no sense, right? Because if somebody is disfellowship and they lose God's love and approval and they're going to get destroyed by God, you would probably need your family and friends there to help you, to guide you through this hard time, to make sure that you eventually get back on the straight and narrow. But no, that's not it. They're trying to teach people that if they take your family and friends away from you, you'll want to come back so bad just to be with them that you'll love Jehovah. Like, does that make any sense to you? Is that even a good reason to come back because you miss your family and friends? Because first off, that shouldn't even be the reason you come back. The reason you should come back is because I love Jehovah. Right? But that's literally like if I were to give you $100 every time you say you love me, you'd be at my house every day saying you love me. Now, this is the thing. You could actually love me. But there's also a chance that you're just saying that so you can get $100. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody comes back to the organization and they're not coming back because they love Jehovah, but just because they want to be with their family and friends, they'll still be destroyed. Right? Because in the end, you didn't really love Jehovah. You just wanted to get your family and friends back. So why even use that as a disciplinary tactic? Taking away somebody's family and friends. And even for that, like more than that, if you were, right, to lose your family and friends and you come back to this organization, right, can you still really say you love God? Like, yo, your God just took your people from you. And they're willing to do it again. Like, no problem. Is that really love? Is that really how love works? Because I've been in love before. And every time I've been in love, whenever somebody leaves, I kind of want them back. I've never been in love where I'm like, oh my God, I love you so much. I can't wait to not talk to you. Like, that's never been a thing that I've experienced. My love has always been one of, I need to be around people. I need to have somebody around me that I love. Like, that's me. I think that's just human. Nobody wants to be alone. So that leaves me with this. If you could leave the organization, if people could leave the organization without, any problems, then why are there so many people unable to leave the organizations? Why do Primos even exist? Primos stands for physically in, mentally out. Why are there so many Primos in your organization? Maybe because there is no clear way out. Maybe because there is a penalty for leaving this organization. And if there isn't a penalty for leaving the organization, when I ask you this question, there shouldn't be anything to think about. Can you leave the organization and still have your family and friends intact, no problem, once you're gone? Can you do that? Because if you got to think about it, then that's pretty much everything you need to know right there, because there's certain things you just shouldn't have to think about. If somebody came up to me, hey, Jay, you like to bang horses? I'm not going to be like, let me think about it. No, it's going to be a quick no. And why would you even ask me that? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Because there's just certain things you shouldn't think about. And the fact that you have to think about it further lets me know that you're not doing something right. Something that's not right there. You just feel it, right? It's in your bones. Something ain't right about this. So yeah, even the fact that there is Primos inside the organization lets you know that there's a problem inside the organization. And something that's really funny that happened is that a Reddit contributor got sued by the Watchtower Bible Tract Society, and they were trying to get the courts to reveal his identity. I find that hilarious because of the simple fact, if you have the all-powerful, all-revealing, all-loving God, why can't he reveal the person that's inside his organization that's causing all these problems? Why did you have to go to Satan's wicked judicial system to try to get this person's identity revealed? That makes no sense to me. And they lost in court too. They lost it. They tried to get him, but they couldn't. I find that hilarious and slightly amazing that they would even consider that. But yes, leaving the organization is pretty much impossible. You know, as I do, that you cannot leave this organization and still keep your family and friends intact. And also, if you get disfellowship, the whole process makes no sense at all. And if we're being honest, you know it makes no sense. From beginning to end, men can't speak for God. Men can't judge you. And after men judge you, they then can't say that's what God wants. Especially when we have evidence showing that there's been plenty of judicial blunders. Plenty of them. And then even when you do get this fellowship, the fact that they hold your family and friends hostage to make you want to come back, that incentivizes you to come back for the wrong reasons. How can an all-intelligent, all-powerful God have such a horrible system set up of disciplining people? Why can't I just go straight to the source anyway? Anyway, this is just some thoughts I had. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. If you're a JW and you think I'm wrong, let me know. If not, anyway, you know what to do. It's your boy Jay the Comedian. Like the video if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Welcome. You look good. You got nice teeth. Anyway, it's your boy Jay the Comedian. Holla at your guala. Deuces.